Okay, this is Brian Stoll for Timing Strategies, Friday, January 4th, 2008. Let her rip. Okay, instead of going over all the host of things that happen, because I get sick of reading that and hearing that in the news media about the market up for this and that reasons, percentages, just the same garbage. Ugh. Let's go forward from here. I'm focusing on the NASDAQ composite, and I use all the indices, but let's just take a look at the NASDAQ composite so far. Here we are coming back to the previous June highs, and you can tell that we retested that on a double, what if you want to call it, right shoulder, a Rorschach test, pictures in the clouds, ink blots, what do you see? But this to me is a sign, and I know everybody else that does their homework over the weekends seeing the same thing. There's this right shoulder that was tested twice up here at this level, failed, boom. We got that stop right there that we went long on, and if you check out our website, we went long on this day right here. I was looking for basically a wash and a close of this low potentially, and I was looking for it actually more on the S&P, but then a trade back up, and again we're referring to the S&P as well at the same time. That would take us back up into that level. We didn't get that for whatever reason. We've got to close below this threshold, a number 3 point. And again, if you look at our website, you'll see what I mean, timingstrategies.com. We got to close below the low of August or November the 26th, like everybody already knows. But what I want to bring extra attention to is this pattern, because we've got this pattern recurring in the NASDAQ every 18 months or so. We got a day down, we got a swing down, swing up. The swing up took us about 12 days up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days up, and this starts the count, the cycle count. We got about 8 days down, and now we've got about another 7 days back up, and then we got about another 8 days down. At that point, one of the reasons why we went long was that cycle had pretty much symmetrically completed itself. If there was going to be a bounce, it should have occurred right there. We didn't get that. We got what we got, a major gap lower, a close below that significant quarterly threshold right back there. Now, for the real interesting part is I want to show you something by backing out this chart to first quarter of 2005 with an overlay. So what I'm doing here is if you take this chart that we've got right now and scrolling back and back, what we're going to do is we're going to take this time frame from basically August until now. We're going to back shift it several years to the first quarter of 2005, and that's what that red line is. It's an overlay with a back shift and a percentage offset. Now, let's go back and see what that looks like in a little more clarity. Whoops, whoops, whoops. What do you see? What do I see here? Again, just the Rorschach test, as ink blots. But we've got a recurring pattern right now, first quarter of 2005, actually being accelerated early in the month of January. Again, this is the time frame of 2005, January, February, March. Took a little longer time frame, but the same type of right shoulder analog is being, for the most part, developing right now, and we've got a break below that low for the most part. Are we going to get any kind of a test, which is, on a closing basis, it's a break and a close below that low in today's time frame? Are we going to get a test of that low back up again? I don't know, but everybody watching this, the Fed, if in a true free market environment, this is an absolute 100% trend sell breakdown. If the Fed's going to get involved, they got to do it now. Otherwise, if the trend gets going and they let this thing do its own thing, we could see a significant wash down, much deeper than I think we saw back in 2005. We could see probably 15, 20, 30% on the NASDAQ. Bring that next thought to the BKX, the banking sector. I've been focusing a lot on that. For the year, well, since 2007, basically the highs, we're down over 30%, another significant close below a major threshold. Point I want to bring up about the breadth statistics for Friday. Huge, massive negative breadth, something like 13, 14 to 1. Decliners to advancers, like 12 to 1, as like 5 to 1, down volume versus up volume. In a deeply oversold market like that, with those kind of stats, this market technically should bounce. We should get a bounce that would retest that that breakout point or breakdown point on the NASDAQ and all the indices, meaning we should see it come back up to retest that at some point. If it doesn't, and in the next day or two, Monday or Tuesday, if it does not, we've got a situation here that this market, on a trend basis in a free market, would accelerate much quicker to the downside. And the Fed knows it, so this makes it very tricky because they're always involved in the financial markets, supporting them in the bonds and so forth. Let me go back to the BKX real quick and bring to your attention, if you check out our article that we posted, stock choke points for 2008 on the stock market. This is the BKX for the daily. Let's go to a weekly. At this point, this is the 2002 low. For the idiot wave fans out there, I probably shouldn't even be bringing this up because it'll probably screw up the reliability of it. But we've got a test right at that 618 swing low of the 2002 lows. So if there's going to be any chance for the BKX to make a bounce, that's one piece of influence that should. I don't like a close below that level, but let's go to an even deeper time frame. Let's go to a monthly. All right, this is the 1994 low on the BKX. This is the 2002 low, and that's the trend line, which is the red one right there. Let me give it a little deeper color here. That red line is the trend line that goes all the way back for, was it 14, 15 years? That's the secular trend, and if this BKX cannot mount a bounce from here, things get real ugly. I'm going to reserve judgment about what it's going to do. And again, the other point is this moving average. If you take a look at, this is the long-term moving average that we've got here. This is, again, it's secular trend moving average going back all the way 14 years. It's at those 2 points right now. They are converging. Again, if the BKX can move up from here, we got a potential bounce of anywhere between 7 to 10% or higher from here, but that's and a retest back above that low. We should see it get back up to about that 90 level to retest that threshold all the way back to 2004. Is it going to happen? Don't know. Again, Monday, Tuesday should hold the answer. Now let's go real quick to the EEM for the emerging market fans here. Let's go to the daily. Let's go to the weekly. That, to me, everything indicates that we're going to start accelerating to the downside. Let's go to the daily. That, again, everything is starting to roll over with a double right shoulder. And what happens Monday or Tuesday? Monday, Tuesday is the real key. So beyond that, we'll see. We went long. If you use our, if you've been following our videos, we went long on Thursday. In the indices, anticipating, yes, we did go long right here. We're anticipating a bounce. We didn't get that bounce. We basically got a collapse instead. We're still long 40% as of the close of Friday. Why didn't we go flat? Well, I don't like selling into a hole, either going short on a reverse, and I don't like closing out a position on a close on the low on Fridays and selling into the hole. What I'm looking for is a hopeful, anything's hopeful, and that's when things get ugly, because when you're starting to hope and you realize it, is a retest back up above somewhere at that level. If we can close back above that level of the November 26 low, then we got a different situation here. If we can close back above those two lower points that I put in. At that level, we probably will hold our long position, but we're looking to get a short aggressively. So Monday, Tuesday, hold the key. We'll keep you updated. Give us an email if you like, if you have any questions, or give us a phone call. And until Monday, Tuesday, I wish everybody a happy New Year and have a good night. God bless.